This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It'll all be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, July 18th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. So yeah, but before I talk about the Women's Championship match, we gotta talk about Titus O'Neil. So yeah, Titus O'Neil came out and he was talking about how he is the global ambassador of WWE now, and how, he's been reaching new heights and all that. And he was talking about, like, it doesn't matter what race, like what nationality, religion, or whatever, everybody gets a home in WWE and stuff like that. Just pretty much stuff like that. But yeah, that's what Titus O'Neil was saying. But then we get to Becky Lynch. So yeah, Becky Lynch came out. She had an announcement, actually, and she was talking about that, since she's been getting screwed out of chances for the Women's Championship because of Asuka, that she already talked to Adam Pearce, and she is the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship. That's what she was saying. So she was saying that, like, it doesn't matter who the champion is between Carmella and Bianca Belair, she'll go to SummerSlam to challenge for the Raw Women's Championship. So yeah, that's what Becky Lynch said. But then Bianca Belair comes out and talking about, it doesn't matter if you challenge me for the championship, because after I beat Carmella, I'll go to SummerSlam and beat you, because that's all the story concludes at from last year, Cup zooping, going all the way around to this year's SummerSlam. So yeah, that's what Bianca Belair was saying. But then Carmella comes out talking about how she'll win the Raw Women's Championship and beat Bianca Belair tonight. So yeah, that's what she was saying. But then when Bianca had her back turned talking to Carmella, Becky Lynch attacks Bianca from behind, and then Carmella and Becky start beating her down. And Bianca was trying to come back, laying out Becky, and then starts beating hell out of Carmella. But then as soon as she turns around, she gets hit with the manhandle slam by Becky Lynch, getting laid out. And then Raw goes on a commercial break, comes back on, and we get the match. It was the WWE Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, versus Carmella, one-on-one for the Raw Women's Championship, and Becky Lynch was on commentary for this match, and it was an okay match. I would say, in my opinion, last week's match between these two women was their best match, in my opinion. This match was okay, but I would just at least say that at least this match did not end in count-out. Didn't end in count-outs like last week's match. This week's match was okay between the two women, like I said. At one point, we kept on seeing Carmella slamming Bianca's face down to the mat, and then she got enough of that, and then it gets back up. Carmella runs to the ropes, comes back, and then Bianca twists her around, lifts her up on her shoulders, and then hits the KOD onto Carmella, and then pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Bianca Belair defeated Carmella tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened, and she has retained the Raw Women's Championship. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after the match ended, we see Becky Lynch get on the ring apron with the Raw Women's Championship in her hands. And then she gets into the ring. Looks like she was about to hand it off to Bianca Belair. But then she drops the title right at Bianca's feet and then walks out. So yeah, that's what happened there. Just playing mind games with Bianca Belair right there. So yeah, that's what Becky Lynch was doing. But for that match, I'll give it 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay match between Bianca and Carmella. But yeah. But at SummerSlam, it will be Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, one-on-one for the Raw Women's Championship. So yeah, that match will be going down now. Next Saturday? Not this coming up Saturday, but next Saturday. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. But then after that, we get to the Street Profits getting interviewed backstage, talking about, like, how do y'all feel about Jeff Jarrett being the special guest referee? And then Angelo was talking about how they will beat the Usos at SummerSlam and all that. And then Montez said, it doesn't matter what Jeff we got. Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Hardy. So yeah, Jeff Hardy did get name dropped, and it kept on going off. Like Cousin Jeff and all that stuff. It doesn't matter who's a special guest referee. But the Street Profits wants to smoke, and they'll walk out as the undisputed tag team champions. So yeah, that's what the Street Profits said. And then we see Omos and MVP come up interrupting the Street Profits. MVP was talking about, Angelo, how does it feel about getting dropped by Omos last week on Raw? And then Angelo, started saying some stuff and call him a hype man and all that stuff. And MVP said, well, how about this? You could face Omos one-on-one tonight. So, yeah, it looks like that match will be happening tonight. Angelo Dawkins versus Omos one-on-one. But, yeah, that's what happened there. And up next, we're going to be seeing Kevin Owens making his return back on Monday Night Raw. Up next, he'll be hosting the KO show up next on Raw. So, yeah, Owens, I think he's been out for 3 weeks now to a month. So, yeah. But it would be great to see Owens back on Raw. I think he was injured or something, but like I said, great to see Owens coming back to Raw. That'll be up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, now we get Kevin Owens making his return back tonight on Monday Night Raw, which, Kevin Owens on the screen is always great. So yeah. He makes his return back tonight on Monday Night Raw after being gone for 3 weeks or a month or so. So he's been gone for a little bit, but that was due because of injury. But he is here tonight to host the KO show. So yeah, he is hosting the KO show, and his special guest was Riddle. So yeah, Riddle came out, and then Kevin Owens was talking about a few things, talking about why he was on Raw and stuff. He was talking about how the reason why he was on Raw was because he was about to lose his shit, because he had to go take a vacation, be gone for a little bit, to go do some stuff, because he was starting to get obsessed with Ezekiel and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what Kevin Owens was saying. So yeah, he goes and you know what, still, I don't care. But Ezekiel Elias is still a damn liar. So yeah, that's what he was saying. Now, all that stuff. Just great stuff from Kevin Owens. But yeah, he was saying a lot of that stuff. And then he looks at Riddle. He goes now look, I lost my best friend a few months ago, Seth Rollins. Just like how you lost your best friend, Randy Orton. And even though you'll be taking on Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, that was my best friend, and I did lost him. But how about this? Since your best friend's gone too, instead of having RK Bro, because that was an OK team, how about we have Bro KO? That would be even better. So yeah, that's what Kevin Owens was saying. Pretty much trying to become a tag team with Riddle. And then Riddle was you know what? No, because you're a liar. So yeah, that's what Riddle said to Kevin Owens. And then he was talking about how Randy is a better friend than Kevin Owens will be, and then Kevin Owens was talking about hold up, you call me a liar and stuff, and you can't trust me, but yet you trust Randy Orton of all people as a snake in the grass. So yeah, that's what Kevin Owens was saying. But then all of a sudden, while they both was arguing, we hear that "Burn It Down." And I guess it was, I don't know what the hell happened. It just said "Burn It Down," which is Seth Rollins' beginning of the start of the theme song, but it did not play nothing else. And then all of a sudden, Riddle was waiting for Rollins to come out. And then Owens, he looks back at Owens, and Owens is like, I don't got nothing to do with this. I don't know if it was a misplay or something, probably so. And then it plays again, and finally the song starts playing, and Riddle has back turned, and he gets attacked from behind by Seth Rollins. And then Rollins hits the curb stomp onto him, and then starts throwing out the KO set and stuff like that, and then hits a second curb stomp onto Riddle, laying him out. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was a setup to attack Riddle. So yeah, that's what Seth Rollins did. But they will be both facing off against each other at SummerSlam, which I bet Riddle versus Seth Rollins is going to be a freaking great match. So yeah, definitely can't wait for that match. But yeah, that's what happened there. Seth Rollins laid out Riddle tonight. But yeah, up next we're going to be seeing the Judgment Day on Monday Night Raw up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, now before I talk about the Judgment Day coming out to the ring, we got to talk about Seth Rollins. How Seth Rollins was getting interviewed backstage, and he was talking about that Riddle was just stupid and all that. He can't stand Riddle, so he'll just beat him at SummerSlam. That's what Seth Rollins was talking about. But then Ezekiel comes up talking about how you're not going to be doing that around here, Seth. And then Seth was like, oh, I can do whatever the hell I want. If I want to go out there and hit the stomp on to Riddle, I will. I'll hit the stump on you on the Elias. I'll hit the stump on you. I'll hit the stump on Elroy. It doesn't matter who I hit the stump to. And then Ezekiel looks at me. He says, "Don't you dare talk about my family." And then Seth Rollins is like, "I don't care about your stupid family." And then they walk away, and looks like they'll be having a match against each other later on tonight. But then we get to the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest standing in the middle of the ring, talking about how they want Dominic Mysterio to join the Judgment Day, and how it doesn't matter that he will join before tonight's over with. So yeah, that's what Damian Priest and Finn Balor said. And then we get Rey Mysterio and Dominic to come out to the ring as well. Rey tells Dominic to go backstage, say he's on ringside, and then we get the match underway. It was Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio 1-on-1. It was a pretty good match. Finn Balor was at ringside for this match. At one point, we see Priest hit a super kick onto Rey, and then Rey barely kicked out at 2. And then Rey was trying to have a comeback at the end of the match. He hit the 619 onto Damian Priest, and then he climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumps off, trying to hit the senton onto Priest, but Priest catches him, and then he sets him up, and then hits the Razor's Edge onto Rey Mysterio, which looked pretty damn nice. And then he pinned him for the 3 count. So yeah, Damian Priest defeated Rey Mysterio tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match between them two. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Great match between Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio. But then after the match ended, we see Priest and Finn Balor just stomping on Rey Mysterio, beating him down and stuff. Grabs a steel chair, puts his head on the steel chair. Look, they got the other steel chair about to hit the concerto onto Rey. And then Priest grabs the mic and he says, Dominic, come out here and join us. So that's what he says. And then Dominic runs into the ring, trying to save Rey. And then he looks at me and goes like, okay, fine, I will join the Judgment Day. And then they grab the mic, puts it up to his face, and then he says it again. And then instead of that, they beat the hell out of Dominic, hitting him with the steel chair, and Rey quickly got out of the ring because he almost got hit in the face with the steel chair. So yeah, and the Judgment Day was like, we already know you ain't going to join us that easily. You just had that to save your father. So yeah, that's what the Judgment Day did. Just beat the hell out of the Mysterios. But yeah, that's what happened there. But yep, like I said, I'll give that match 2.5 stars between Rey and Damian Priest. Pretty good match between them two. But yeah, that's what happened there. And it looks like up next we will see Seth Rollins taking on Ezekiel 1-on-1 up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was Seth Rollins versus Ezekiel 1-on-1. And this match, it was pretty damn good. If you have yet, go check out this match because it was a really great match between these two guys. So yeah, it was a great match between the two. There was a few times that Ezekiel looks like he was going to pick up the win. I would say this match was better than their match from 2 weeks ago, I think it was, on Monday Night Raw. But yeah, this match was really great between these two guys. A few times, like I said, Ezekiel almost picked up the win. At one point, Seth Rollins jumps off the top rope and he got hit with a jumping knee to the face by Ezekiel. And then Ezekiel pins him. 1, 2, Rollins barely kicking out at 2. Rollins was trying to make some comebacks and Ezekiel kept on reversing a lot of stuff. Like at one point, Ezekiel reversed the pedigree and sat on him, pinning him, but Rollins kicked out at 2 again. But then as soon as they get up, Rollins hits that discus forearm onto Ezekiel, and then turns around, hits another forearm to the back of the head onto Ezekiel, and then hits the curb stomp onto him, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Seth Rollins defeated Ezekiel tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. Like I said, great match. If you have yet, go check it out. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Great match between those two guys. But yeah, so far, in my opinion, that's match of the night so far. But we still got the rest of Raw for tonight. And then after that, we see the Usos come up to Omos and MVP, talking to them. Talking about, like, it doesn't matter if Jeff Jarrett is the special guest referee. They'll beat the Street Profits at SummerSlam. But then they said, look at you, Omos. There ain't no way that Angelo Dawkins can beat you tonight. So yeah, that's what they said. And yeah, they will be at ringside for that match up next. So yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Angelo Dawkins versus Omos 1-on-1 up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. Now we get to the match, but before I talk about that match between Omos and Angelo Dawkins, we gotta talk about the Judgment Day. So yeah, Finn Balor and Damian Priest was talking backstage, talking about how they already know why about Dominic Mysterio joining the Judgment Day at first, because of course instead of like grabbing the steel chair and smashing Rey Mysterio's head, he just pleaded for his father to be saved. So yeah, that's why they knew that he was lying about that. So yeah, that's what he said. But they said since next week is Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary in the WWE, they got some stuff to do next week, and the Mysterios will fall and the Judgment Day will rise. So yeah, that's what they were saying. But then we get to the match. It was Angelo Dawkins versus Omos 1-on-1. MVP was at ringside, and the Usos and Montez Ford was at ringside for this match as well. And the match was it was going on and stuff. Montez just kept on trying to distract Omos and stuff. Omos was dominating for a little bit, and then Angelo started coming back a little bit, hitting some crossbodies and insecurities and stuff onto Omos, but not knocking him off his feet. He runs to the ropes, and then MVP trips him, and then it led to a disqualification. So yeah, Angelo Dawkins defeated Omos by DQ. That's what happened. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it a half of a star. That's what I'll give it. And then we see Adam Pearce come out, and then he says, since you want to be involved in MVP, how about this? It will be a tag team match. The Street Profits versus MVP and Omos in the tag team match. And then that match happens. And then, yeah, it was an okay tag team match. It was better than a one-on-one match easily. The Street Profits had used a lot to take down Omos, hitting some super kicks and stuff. They finally took him down, and Montez climbed up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with the frog splash, and then pins him, but Omos kicked out at one, throwing Montez off of him. And then all of a sudden, Montez climbs up the top turnbuckle again, about to jump off and stuff, but then the Usos pushes him off the turnbuckle, and it led to DQ again. So the Street Profits defeated Omos and MVP by disqualification. And then after the match ended, the Usos starts attacking the Street Profits, hitting some super kicks onto both of them. And then Omos hits a double choke slam onto the Street Profits, laying them out. And then they walk out the ring, and then the Usos just standing tall over Street Profits. So yeah, that's what happened there. So for that tag team match, I'll just give it 1 star. But I still hate when matches ends in DQs. That's all that happened, really. But yep, that's what happened there. And then we see that the interviewer was about to interview Miz, but Veer Mahan pops up and says boo, and then walks away. And then Miz finally got interviewed, and he was talking about Logan Paul on Miz TV tonight, how he'll talk to Logan Paul or whatever tonight. So yeah, that's what he was saying. But yep, that's what happened there. And yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Theory in action up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now we see the Mr. Money in the Bank winner Theory come out, and Theory comes out and he starts talking on the mic, talking about before he gets to talking about AJ Styles. He says that at SummerSlam he will become the new United States Champion by defeating Bobby Lashley, and then after that he will cash in his Money in the Bank contract either on Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, it doesn't matter, and he will become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. That's what Theory was talking about. And then Theory was talking about how all the superstars backstage hate some because they are jealous and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Theory was talking about, and then the fans kept on chanting some stuff, and Theory started saying they kept on chanting what every time, and Theory kept on getting mad and stuff, which was pretty funny. But then AJ Styles comes out and he goes like, oh no, nobody's jealous of you. Everybody just thinks you're a jackass, and gets in the ring and then punches Theory in the face. And then, then they get the match underway. Dolph Ziggler comes out, sits down, watching this match from ringside. It was an okay match between Styles and Theory. At one point, Theory lifts him up like a suplex position and drops him right on his knee, and then pins him, and Styles barely kicking out at 2. Theory then lifts him up on his shoulders, about to hit A-Town down onto Styles, but Styles reverses it and locks on the calf crusher, about to make Theory tap out, but Theory grabs the ropes, and Styles had to break up the submission. Theory gets out the ring, Styles gets out there as well, and then Theory slams his face on the announce table, throws him back into the ring. And then while the referee had her back turned, checking on Styles, Ziggler quickly gets up, hits the super kick onto Theory, and then Theory gets counted out. So yeah, AJ Styles defeated Theory tonight by count out. That's what happened. And then Theory gets back in the ring. He's looking at Ziggler getting pissed off and stuff. He turns around and gets hit with the Styles Clash, getting laid out in the middle of the ring by AJ Styles. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was an okay match between Styles and Theory. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay match, but I just hate when matches ends in countouts. So yeah, that's why I'll give that match. But yep, that's what happened there. And yeah, we still don't know why Dolph Ziggler has been attacking Theory. So yeah, that'd be interesting to hear what was going on with that. So yeah, that's what happened there. But still to come later on tonight on Raw, we will see Logan Paul on Miz TV later on tonight as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, now we've seen the awesome video package with Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair about the whole rivalry from starting from last year's SummerSlam, going on to like WrestleMania, and looks like going to be concluding at this year's SummerSlam. So yeah, like a whole year rivalry between these two women. Nice video package, well done and stuff. But then we get to the 6 women's tag team match. Now it was Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and the 24/7 champion Dana Brooke versus Nikki Ash, Doudrop, and Tamina in a 6 women's tag team match. That's what happened. The match was going okay, but then we get to the ending. Asuka was the one that was in the ring, and Nikki Ash was the legal women as well. But then they start going, everybody's going at it. Dana Brooke jumps off the top turnbuckle with a crossbody onto Tamina and Doudrop outside of the ring. And then while that was happening, she spots Reggie at ringside, and then all of a sudden, Akira Tozawa comes up from underneath the ring with the referee, rolls Dana Brooke up, getting a 3 count, and it becomes the new 24/7 champion. That's what happened. He gets into the ring, and then he turns around. He gets hit with a swinging neck breaker by Nikki Ash. Nikki Ash pins him and wins the 24/7 championship. And then she turns around. She gets hit with a DDT by Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss pins her for the 3 count and won the 24/7 title as well. And then Doudrop comes up with a running crossbody onto Alexa Bliss that pretty much almost broke Alexa Bliss. Just like the way how she fell and stuff, pretty much. That's what happened with Bliss. But then Doudrop became the new 24/7 champion after that. She turns around, and we see Tamina in the ring, and then I don't know what was going to happen. She was standing in the ring for like a few seconds, and then finally hits a super kick onto Doudrop, and then pins her for the 3 count and become the new 24/7 champion. Dana Brooke comes up, rolls up Tamina for the 3 count, won the 24/7 title back again, and then Dana Brooke starts running backstage, and Tamina's chase after her, and all of them chase after her, and then Nikki Ash is distracted. She turns around. She gets hit with the roundhouse kick by Asuka, and then Asuka locks on the Asuka lock onto Nikki ASH, and then makes her tap out. So yeah, Asuka, Dana Brooke, and Alexa Bliss defeated Nikki Ash, Doudrop, and Tamina tonight in the 6 women's tag team match. That's what happened for that match and all that stuff. I'll just give it 1 star. That's what I'll give it. It was just for 24/7 title shit, just filler. So yeah, that's what happened there. But after that, we see the Mysterios talking backstage. They was talking about how Ray will be having the 20th year anniversary next week on Raw at Madison Square Garden, and how the Judgment Day can't come up because they're going to get their asses whipped and stuff. It doesn't matter if they try to break up the family because the family's bond is stronger than anything. So yeah, that's what they were saying. But yep, that's what happened. And up next, we're going to be seeing The Miz hosting Miz TV with a special guest, Logan Paul, up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw. Now, before I talk about the last segment of the night with The Miz and Logan Paul, we got to talk about a few things. So a few things has been announced for next week's Monday Night Raw, like Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary. Is happening next week, and they're going to be live at Madison Square Garden. And the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns will be on Raw next week. Looks like they're finally building up this feud again, because they have Brock and Roman was not even on SmackDown, and Roman has even been on SmackDown for a few weeks, I think it has. So yeah, but Roman will be on Raw next week. This is his one-time appearance for this summer, so yeah. But yeah, that's happening next week. But yeah, we get The Miz hosting Miz TV on Raw is the last segment of the night, and he introduces Logan Paul. Logan Paul comes out, and he says, Miz, do you accept my SummerSlam challenge? And Miz was pretty much trying to hold it off and stuff. Talking to Logan Paul, talking about how you should not be facing me at SummerSlam because you're still a rookie, and rookies got to build themselves up to challenge somebody like me, a two-time Grand Slam champion and all that. So yeah, that's what Miz was saying. And Logan Paul was like, here, how about this? I'm still going to beat your ass and stuff, but I can do stuff better than you, like host a better TV talk show than you. Like, how about this? Next week on Raw, I'll be here and I'll be hosting Impulsive TV. So yeah, that will be happening next week. That's what Logan Paul's saying. And Logan Paul starts talking about Miz's balls, talking about how he don't got massive balls, how he got small balls. And then Miz takes off his, his dress shirt and has a new T-shirt saying, "Hello, I got massive balls." So yeah, that's what Miz's shirt says. But yep, just a new T-shirt right there. And then Logan Paul's like, "Do you accept my challenge or not?" And then Miz was talking about, "Fine, I accept your challenge." So yeah, at SummerSlam it will be Logan Paul versus The Miz one-on-one at SummerSlam. And then Miz was trying to attack Logan Paul, but Logan Paul takes him down, beats him down and stuff, and then clotheslines him over the top rope. And then Ciampa attacks Logan Paul from behind, beating him down. Miz gets in the ring. Ciampa's holding Logan Paul up, and so Miz can beat him down and stuff, but Logan Paul hits a big boot onto Miz, elbows Ciampa in the face, and quickly escaped out the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. Logan Paul saving himself. But then after that happens, Miz was getting interviewed inside the ring, and Miz was talking about how, yeah, that Logan Paul will not be doing the television show better than him next week on Raw at all, and he will beat Logan Paul at SummerSlam. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, their match is now scheduled at SummerSlam. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was an okay segment between the two. In my opinion, match of the night, it will be Ezekiel versus Seth Rollins. That match was really damn good. But for that segment, out of 5 stars, I'll give that segment like 3.5. That's what I'll give it. Just to build up that match for SummerSlam. But for tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 7 stars. That's why I'll give it. Tonight's Raw was okay. Like I said, match of the night was Seth Rollins versus Ezekiel. The segment with Logan Paul and The Miz was okay. Didn't care for the 6-woman tag team match. It was just filler pretty much for the 24/7 title. Bianca Belair versus Carmella was okay. Becky Lynch's segment from earlier was pretty good. Titus O'Neil just spearing. That's it with him. The Street Profits versus MVP and Omos was because it ended in DQ, so it didn't matter. Theory versus AJ Styles was a pretty good match until it ended in count out. So yeah, it was some okay stuff. Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio was a good match. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, match of the night, Ezekiel versus Seth Rollins. But yep, that was just Raw for you. But next week's Raw will probably be better. The 20th anniversary for Rey Mysterio and Roman Reigns will be on Raw next week, and Logan Paul will be on there as well. So many people will be on Raw next week. But yeah, that's what's going to be happening. They will be live at Madison Square Garden. But yeah, that has been my WWE Monday Night Raw July 18th, 2022 reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It'll all be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews. See you guys later. Until then.